The start of last night's Mariners game was terrible. And by terrible, I mean terrible. Tyler Fitzgerald strikes out swinging, and then Lamonte Ward Jr. homers on a fly ball to center field for the first two plays of the game. It happens. Luis Castillo is known to sometimes give up home runs. I think he's given up the most home runs on the Mariners this season. And Julio walked. Randy Arozarena out. Randy Arozarena has not been good. The second inning comes. Mariners go 1-2-3. Third inning comes. Mariners go and have Leo Rivas walk and Luke Raley get hit by pitch. Julio made some loud contact to the right fielder. It was too short, but it did move Leo Rivas up to third. Cal walked, Luke Raley to second. Randy Arozarena popped out, and if there'd been less than 2 outs, it would have been a infield fly, which is hilarious that that happened. Then Michael Conforto, he homers after a Helio Ramos single. 3-0. Okay, bottom of the fourth, Polanco walks, Haniger singles, Tom Canzone flies out, Josh Rojas lines out, Leo Rivas strikes out, then pitching change, Luke Raley homers. It was a nice homer. His 16th home run on the season. Julio walks. That looked really good yesterday. He was at bat 3 times. He didn't get a hit. He did strike out once, but he walked twice. So that's telling me he's getting better with the plate discipline and taking his walks. Something with Cal. 2 walks, 1 strikeout, no hits. It's fine. Randy Arozarena struck out twice, no walks, no hits, in 5 plate appearances. Great. Haniger had a couple of hits. Polanco had a couple of hits. Turner had a hit when he pinch hit for Canzone. He also walked. He struck out. Leo Rivas struck out twice. Two for the game-winning RBI. Then scored 2 runs, which is awesome. Mariners did strike out 14 times. Now, yeah, 10 innings, so 3 extra chances to strike out 10 technically. But they only won a third of an inning. They used 7 pitchers. We used 5. Castillo, Taylor, Spear, Munoz, Snyder. Taylor gave up 2 hits and a walk and struck out 2. That guy, the eye test is telling me that he's going to be a star. But when I look at the box score, it's also telling people who don't look at the eye test he's going to be a star. 2 strikeouts. Dude's 19. The dude is 19 years old. Mitch Haniger struck out a couple of times. Turner coming in for Canzone was great until Josh Rojas grounded into a double play. Check this. Josh Rojas had a hit and 2 strikeouts. Josh Rojas entering the game was 3 for 32. He had 5 at bats, 37. He was 3 for 32 with 9 strikeouts over the last 10 days or 9 games. So over the last 10 games, he's 4 for 37 with 11 strikeouts, which is not good at all. And yet somehow his batting average is still at a 227. Rivas' batting average is up to 288. 288. It's amazing. The dude spent over 3,000 plate appearances in the minors. 3,000 plate appearances in the minors. Did he have qualities? Luis Castillo gave up 5 runs in 6 innings with 6 hits, 9 strikeouts, 3 of them via the long ball. Uh, did not get a quality start, but you know what? He pitched all right. 9 strikeouts, great. 6 hits, 3 of them being the long ball. A lot of that's just luck. A lot of that is just luck. Polanco got a hit. And Haniger singling, Turner singling, loading the bases in the bottom of the eighth. Well, not loading the bases. Turner actually scored a couple of runs. Or scored a run, then Rojas singled and drove in a run, which was the one. Then Rivas singled and drove in a run. Then Rayleigh singled and drove in a run. Then Ryan Walker comes in and strikes out Julio. Kyle pops out. Randy strikes out. In the ninth, happens, and yep, and then the 10th. I love how on the score it just says runner placed at base. Andrew Knapp starts inning at second base. But then they pinch ran for him, which is hilarious. And Snyder came in. We did a line out, intentionally walked Colin Snyder, which was the right decision because then we got two straight strikeouts. So Snyder, yeah, two strikeouts and a walk, but I don't agree with him being charged with a walk. I don't agree with that, but that's just the way it is. I think intentional walks shouldn't be charged to the pitcher, but I understand why they are because it's basically the manager saying, I don't trust you. I'm going to put him on base because it'll be easier for us if I do that. And then Justin Turner gets replaced for Dylan Moore, which I don't like. Rojas strikes out. Dylan Moore stole third, and then Leo Rivas singled to drive in the run, which was awesome. Leo Rivas driving in the run gets well, it's currently his first major league walk-off, and he made his debut in April, and he hasn't had a walk-off for. Now the strikeouts today, with the 14 of them, I can deal with this because we struck out 18 of their hitters. 2/3 of their outs today were via the strikeout. Well, no, they had 30 outs, so almost 2/3 of their outs were via the strikeout. We struck out them more than they struck out us. Their starter, Birdsong, didn't set a career high, 5 Ks in 4 innings, but he was like 75, 80. He was at 80 pitches with 39 of them being strikes. And still had 5 strikeouts to 4 walks. So we were having problems against the starter where we were just sort of like, just not going to know how to play baseball. It was a mess. So yeah, but I think he has command issues. He just has command issues. And then Walker, the reliever, comes in, does 2 innings, 7 of 6 outs. He gets her strikeouts, and then they don't bring him out for a 10th. And then Miller comes out and loses it in the third of an inning. Which I think is absolutely hilarious that happened. But I understand why. Sometimes it's like a relievers don't usually stretch out for 3, 4, 5 innings of work. And he probably would have started giving up runs too, especially with the runner on second base. Um, we got two more against the Giants this weekend. Both of them are at 4:10 Eastern time against Blake Snell and Robbie Ray. So yeah, I think Snell is today. I think Snell's today. Yep, it's Snell with a 2-3 record with a 3.67 ERA versus Kirby with a 9-9 record and a 3.4 ERA. And then tomorrow it's Brian Wu versus Robbie Ray. So that the one thing though, yeah, yesterday was the first game in the Dan Wilson, your Martinez era for the Mariners. Dan Wilson has not been named interim manager; he's been named full-time manager, meaning that this is a plan for next year. Uh, it looked like the team had fight. We came back, so yeah. So that was pretty good. It was a good game. We had fight. A lot of pretty good at bats. Also, weirdly, Dan looks like Scott. Also, Laz Diaz should be fired. Like, legit. He was terrible.